Boot up the stream, grab your snack and noodle. Here comes the queen, kid and caboodle. Wi-Fi blazing, wig on tilt. More drama than a soap opera quilt. Kit logs on in a sparkly robe, sipping iced tea like she runs the globe. Drops more truth than a psychic at noon, with a cat named Taco and a raccoon named Boom. Kid and caboodle is a hot shit Uber, Wi-Fi warrior, clickbait mover, shaking up the algorithm like a smoothie blender. Watch out, trolls, he's a copyright sender. Hot shit YouTuber, talking tea with a pink ring light aura. Yeah. She reviews shampoo and ghost hunts too. Caught Bigfoot slipping in a Gucci shoe. Unboxes snacks, talks haunted dolls, and drops a diss track on bathroom stalls. Kid and caboodle is a hot shit Uber, hashtag queen, thumbnail smoother, dancing in a studio with a llama on her head, uploading content even while in bed. Hot shit YouTuber, even aliens subscribe, that's no rumor. Yeah. She vlogs in Walmart, midnight mission, caught in aisle 9 with divine precision. Mic in hand, she interviews cheese. Sir, you aware you're lactose free? Goes live while baking glitter pies. Starts a feud with ducks, no lies. Reacts to Karen's, paints her Jeep, and once went viral yelling sheep don't sleep. Kid and caboodle is a hot shit Uber, ring light blazing, sassy maneuver. Bans a troll while dancing to chair, then sells merch made from her own hair. Hot shit YouTuber, even her outro has a blooper. To play Fortnite, hosted a seance on Tuesday night. Got possessed midstream, ate a burrito, still hit upload, respect amigo. Now Netflix calls and brands wanna collab, but Kit just vlogged from her glittery cab. She's not here for clout or fame, she's here to win the YouTube Hunger Games. Kit and caboodle is a hot shit Uber, lights, camera, chaotic humor. She'll roast your comments and send a prayer while flossing in boots with electric hair. Hot shit YouTuber, cue the outro, she's gone lunar.
God escorted out, whispers fill the air. My gems are shining bright, but nobody seems to care. Joshua and Grayson working late into the night, doing all the dirty work, hiding from the light. I got 911 on speed dial just in case they call. Let's loose recording victims writing on the wall. John was never at the crime car, where did he go? Silent shadows creeping, secrets start to grow. Oh, crime car shadows, what did you see? Truth is slipping through like sand in the breeze. Who's the guilty one? Who's the one blamed? Crime car shadows whispering his footsteps in the hallway, echoes fade away. Clayson's hands are shaking, Joe won't let him stay. Christina's gone, but her voice is in my ear, telling me the answers, but the answers aren't clear. The date's all wrong, the truth is near, but the walls are tall, can't fill me with fear. One more call and 911, will they even care? Or leave us drowning in the dark and heavy air? Oh, dark shadows, what did you see? Truth been through like sand in the breeze. Who's the guilty one? Who's the one to blame? Flying dark shadows, whispering in sound. Dark shadows follow me down, digging through the secrets buried underground. Who's the liar? Who's the one who lied? Flying dark shadows.
Really went down at the Crown, called Christina the Stalker, got escorted out of their webs. We recorded John Ramsey. I had my hidden gems, Joe Schmo, Grayson, do my dirty work. I had 911 on speed dial. Johnny Boy was out at the crime con. Yeah, yeah, oh, yeah,
What up, my bitches? Oh my God. Misty's coming in strong. Misty's coming in strong for my goal. Thank you. Thank you very much. Beautiful. No, you're the best. For the best. Oh, I like that. Okay, my bitches. So happy you're here. I'm feeling a little better today. I hope you guys are as well. And before I start, people, please hit the like. Please hit the like. Hi, J13. Hello, Rhonda. Nice to see you. We missed you. Hello, Kentucky Dog. And we got our Misty. Oh, Patty Sturgis is here. She graced us with her presence today. Let's see, is that it? That's all that matters right now. That's all that matters. But people, how exciting. I got the documents. Yeah, I got the documents. I've been waiting because I didn't believe he was an expert witness. But yes. I had to change the amount, but I don't know how. I don't understand. Oh, I just said it. I said it for $2. Okay. Oh, before we begin, YouTube streets, the boys, just to let you know, the live I did the other day with J13, that was just like a parody. Okay, just trying to lighten the mood of anything. Just so you know, it was all a joke, right? Well, I was serious about something, but you know. Read between the lines. I just wanted to put that out there. Yeah. Okay, hold on. I got to turn off my notifications. Do you like the background? Yeah, look at the background. Hold on. Got to turn off notifications. I also realized, just so people know, if you're in StreamYard, there's always a delay from the chat. Hello, beautiful. However, since StreamYard changed some things, it's like 44 seconds. It's 44 seconds delay. Yeah. So our conversation, for me looking in StreamYard to your comments, 44 seconds. Okay. You guys, this is so good. I just want to put this out here. Okay. Hey, I got to sell my channel, right? Here's all my links. Just so you know, to everything about, whatever. Just want to share that before I begin. And people, tell your neighbors, tell your mama. Don't tell children, though. Come on. I got a goal. I'm trying to reach a goal, people. Trying to reach a goal. Oh, that ain't it. Shoot. I'm trying to get to 5,000 subs by January 1st, 2026. Here we go. This is what I'm doing.
I'm doing things my therapist would not approve. I'm dancing on the. I'm doing things my therapist.
There you go. If you want to look at this video, go right ahead. All right. Hi, pink fluffy rabbit. All right. So we get to begin. We're going to begin now. How about that? Let's bring up these documents. Oh my God, this is so good. Am I echoing? Or do I sound good? Uh-oh, where'd it go? Hold on a minute. Why did I take that down? Hold on. I made a mistake somehow. There we go. There we go, people. I got it. Good. I don't know, because when I have people back here, I got to echo, and I just hate it. I just hate it, people. Here we go, bitches. You ready? Listen, ain't that mean to me? Here we go, bitches. All right, here we go. Okay. Let's put a little trigger warning up here. Okay. I'm going to tell you what this guy did. I suffer from this, but I'm going to put a little trigger. Okay. I got to. Okay, hold on. Let's get the trigger. Hold on, I gotta find it. Sorry, guys. Gotta create it. Okay, trigger. The subject matter can be disturbing to some people. I'll get through it. There we go. Trigger people. Put that up there. Make sure I'm safe. Thank you. Make sure I'm safe. All right. So we got actual proof. Actual proof. You guys, that's Dr. John. I'm sorry. I get all excited. All right. Hold on. We're going to read this. You ready? I'm ready. All right. Let's hide that. Okay. This man, I looked up this man. This Richard Fred Dittmer III. You cannot find a picture of him at all of this piece of shit, of this RSO. Okay, I don't know how anybody can work with people like this, for real. I just don't understand it. But I can't find a picture of him, but I did go to the Department of Justice, and they did a thing on him. All right, this is a response to defendant sentencing memorandum. Okay. He pled guilty. I don't think there was no court hearing or no trial, but let's look at introduction. Here we go. People, I'm going to be very careful with my words, okay? Okay. Dittmer has committed offenses, crimes against children, at least 4 occasions. He did not stop his conduct after he was investigated for child porn in 2014. And they let him go on. Instead, he was emboldened. He created his child porn collection and distributed over BitTorrent network. He did not stop his conduct after he was caught in 2016. So he was caught in 2014 and 2016 for distributing, child porn to an undercover detective. Oh, God. Instead, he escalated his criminal behavior when he forced a 7-year-old to touch. Okay. He did not conduct. Okay. He did not stop his conduct. Why did they let him continue doing what he's doing? Why? DP all the way for this guy, man. He did not stop his conduct. He was indicted for crimes against children and granted pre-trial release. Oh my God, in 2018. After that, he targeted a 13-year-old girl online, tormented her to create child material. He did not stop his conduct after he was charged with superseding indictment and detailed to this day. Dittmer still attempts to commit crimes against children, even while in custody. What is going on? See, I didn't read this yet, you guys. I didn't read this whole. Oh my God. Why did they let him go on harming people? Who could stick up for this guy? Dittmer's request for 17-year sentence is based on the misconception that this conviction at his first criminal offense, that he learned this behavior from his parents, this is what he's saying, and that he is a low risk for, let me tell you guys something. I'm going to tell you something so I don't forget. For contact S offense. I was reading on Facebook, people were actually sticking up for him, and I was pretty grossed out by it. They were blaming his parents for his behavior, by the way. Yeah. Okay. He is a repeat offender against children. He and he alone is responsible for his illegal conduct, and he is a high risk to reoffend. Okay, he should never get out. This court should reject Didemir's invitation to apply for a 396-month from applicable guideline range. Instead, this court should impose the government's recommended 27, which is already 276-month downward variance because it is appropriate, warranted, and not greater than necessary to promote the goals. What about these children? What about these children? Let me tell you something. We went through this yesterday. They give these guys nothing. They reoffend. Look at, they're reoffenders. All of them are. I don't care. Because the people that done shit to me, they were all repeat offenders. Let me tell you something. But it sticks with you the rest of your life. You do not forget about anything. The smell, the room, the walls, the ceiling, the time of day. You don't forget none of that. I didn't as a 3 and 4 year old. Okay. I'm 55 today. And that still comes in my head. So you judges out there and whoever makes these laws, you need to change it and think about the victims. Okay? Okay, supplement background. Okay, here comes the good stuff, guys. I'm sorry. On July 20th, 2020, Didemir provided a you-know-what eval authored by Dr. John Matthais to the government. Matthais, I'm going to say Dr. John, summarized the court documents in his preview of the eval. The government reviewed the report and considered it when negotiating the terms of a plea agreement. On September 13, 2021, Didemir filed his sentence memorandum. At the time, Didemir provided the government with over 200 pages of family court documents. Jesus. The records discussed a psychological eval of Didemir as a child, but the eval was not provided. Let me tell you something else. I'm sorry. Just because something was done to you, not everybody is a offender. I want to put that out there, okay? I got to put that out there. On September 14, 2021, the government filed its sentencing memorandum. Sentencing was scheduled for September 21st, 2021. The government filed a motion to continue sentencing to review the family court records and obtain and review the underlying material from the eval. The court granted the motion to continue sentencing and reschedule the hearing for November 15, 2021. On September 30th, the United States Marshals informed the parties that Didemir received multiple photos that appeared to be child you-know-what images, as well as copies of minor girl magazines while in custody. How can this happen? How can this happen? He was in custody at the Nevada Southern Detention Center, okay? Federal. The SAP intercepted and confiscated the material, subsequently provided them to the government. The government reviewed the material, observed approximately 200 age difficult. I'm not going to say it all. Selected 5 images below. Okay. Oh my God. Nope. That don't matter. Nope. We're not reading that. That don't matter. None of it matters. Okay. I'm not. Okay. Whew. Okay. Hold on. When did they talk to him? Okay. Sorry. Okay. Eval does not contain snippet indica, a ability to support its probability accuracy and should be disregarded by the court. Moreover, Didemir recent conduct of ordering age oh God, here we go again. Sorry, guys. I just have to get through this. Okay, here we go. Didemir, directed by the court. of the family court records to argue that Didymer was exposed to physical, emotional, and essay, and that he committed the charge offenses due to his immoral conduct he conducted from two people that were supposed to love and protect him. Oh, stop it. Yet the records do not indicate anywhere that Didymer was physically, emotionally, or abused by his parents. Instead, only allegations that were submitted or substantiated by the family court, lack of necessities. Sorry. At most, the family court records demonstrate that Didymer's mother was mentally unstable and unable to provide Didymer with an appropriate home environment. Approximately 10 years old, he was placed in the custody of his father. His behavior dramatically improved. Father provided a stable and caring environment, which is clearly lacking in the records, is any evidence Didymer had. Instead, the only documentation as to immoral behavior learned by Didymer from either, sorry, I'm having weird thoughts here, either of his parents of how to lie. Okay, so he learned from his parents how to lie. As the records indicate, he was coached by his mother to make negative remarks and allegations against his father, and it appears that Didymer continues to apply that particular lesson in this instant case as he blames his parents, particularly his father, for his crimes for which he is to be sentenced. You know what? Not even taking accountability. This man should have got life without parole, okay? And no, actually, he should have got the DP for what he did to the child, okay? Okay. But no, they don't care. They got to change the laws. I don't care what anybody says. Although the court is aware that Didymer committed his own offense of possession of child porn in 2014, his first learned of his father's, especially confirmed his father learned, of his first child porn conduct during the execution of the 2014 search warrant. Didymer also complained that his encounter with child porn on the internet occurred when he searched for when he was 18 years old. So he started searching for this stuff at 18. How old is this guy? We need to find out. The court should disregard any claim by Didymer that he learned his behavior from his father. Claims to be his effort to contrary to his own prior statements and align with the behavior he learned from his mother as a child to make negative remarks and allegations against his father. Thank you, Melissa from the bushes. Okay. The family court records also shed light on the allegations of abuse made by Didymer's mother. The records reveal that the allegations of SA came to Didymer's mother in a dream, but medical records found negative results for SA. Didymer stated he had no recollection of abuse. Notably, Didymer stated that his mother lied on multiple occasions about dad. The court should not grant and further downward various based on the allegations that appeared in a dream from someone Didymer has identified as a liar and absent in any form. So he's talking about his mother. Even if the allegations that Didymer was a victim at 3 years old was true, which a government does not concede. What does that mean? What does that word mean? Anybody? Concede. What does that mean? I'll continue reading. This victimization does not cause Didymer to engage in serial exploitation conduct. if BNS abuse makes one more likely to offend in a matter, why don't girls who make up disproportionately larger percent of children victims make up an equally large percentage of children exploitation offenders? In other words, if abuse begets abuse, then the large volume of female victims would result in a larger volume of female offenders. To admit, okay. Statistics do not bear this out. Indeed, the court's own experience likely is intrusive. Sorry. How many females, has the court sentence as compared to males? Research in the area further illustrates that Didymir suggestion being abused caused him to abuse is unsupported scientifically. The victim offender cycle in male essay has been popularized by an explanation of why some males offend. However, there are serious limitations to explain, mainly that many offenders have not been essayed as children. And in any case, it fails to take into account complexity of factors that contribute to offending. One journal article explained essay at a particular age and frequency does not. Okay, abuse do not of themselves necessarily lead increased likelihood of perpetrating abuse. Let's see. Across generations. Indeed, the data does not prove strong support of the cycle of essay encompassing substantial proportion of male perpetrators. With respect to the studies which have suggested prior victimization may have some effect in the minority of perpetrators, notably possibly in some perpetrators with, what is that word? I've never seen that word before. Victimization in order to gain sympathy, treatment, or therapy. Didymir has done just that. He argues that his criminal conduct is a product of his prior, this is what he says. Okay, I'm not saying these words out loud. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not saying it. He relied upon his mother's substantial claim of essay to argue for a lower custodial sentence. Didymir hired Dr. John, a heavily relied upon his unsubstantial history of essay to find Didymir as a low risk. Dr. John finds Didymir as a low risk for contact of these offenses. Oh my God. Studies have shown that excuse making may be prevalent in settings such behavior may be useful, such as early stages of therapy. Before learning that excuse making is not acceptable or during the trial process, perhaps under the guidance of something enthusiastic defense. What's this? So they these inserts here, they're talking about doctors that wrote books. Okay, let's see if Dr. John's in there. Do we see him? No, we don't. Okay, let me come to the chat a minute. How is everybody? This is, yeah. Can you believe that? This guy's been doing, you know what? We're going to find out his age. Hold on. He's been doing this since he was 18. That's when he started. And they let him continue from 2014. He was even doing this crap in when he was locked up in a federal thing, waiting. Are you kidding me? Jesus. We're looking him up. We're going to find him. We're going to find out how old he is right now. Richard. Oh, God. Excuse me, people. All right. So he's 55 years old. You guys, look it. What? This demon is 55 years old. Release date? No, this cannot be. What? You guys, no way. How can this be? This is not right. Is this a mistake? Release date 5/1/2026. No. Wow. Okay. I'll have to look into that. All right, here we go. Okay, and they give exhibits and stuff like that. I don't see Dr. John in there. All right. Didymer's excuse making was useful to obtain low risk eval. And he attempted to exploit this unsubstantiated essay allegation to gain sympathy from the court. But even if the court wishes that Didymer's childhood were different, it simply does not explain his conduct, let alone justify it. There's no justifying something like that. Okay? Stupid. That's a stupid remark. And is not the sound and reason based to grant substantial variance he seeks. Additionally, even if Didymer report of physical and emotional abuse, why do people always use that? Is his childhood are acceptable as true? Because the same is true of so many other defendants who commit the same similar offenses. This is simply not a ground for further variance. Didymer has offered nothing that would set his case as a typical enough to warrant any further downward variance in this matter. And as noted above, Didymer cannot show cause connection between the abuse and the commission of the offense. Didymer summarized about upbringing. Nowhere are those circumstances casually connected to his offenses. Oh my God. Even if you could show, okay. Look at all these cliff notes or whatever they call them. I do not see. Childhood abuse and neglect are often present in lives of criminals. They always affect their mental and emotional condition. Therefore, okay, let's get to Dr. John. I don't see Dr. John's in here. Okay. When a defendant possesses characteristics from childhood abuse, that makes it more difficult for him to comply with the law. The question unaddressed by the defendant would remain whether the required shorter sentence or longer sentence than would be appropriate for the defendant who lacked those characteristics. The more difficult it is for a person to resist a desire for contact with a child, the more likely he is to re-evict or he's a repeat offender. I don't care. It's never going to stop with him. And this is an argument for a longer prison sentence on the grounds of, deterrence as well as incapacitation for a stronger the impulse to commit an act that is greater. Okay, the greater must be the threat of the punishment to order to deter. At the time the government agreed to a 276-month variance, it was aware that Didymer, just like many other defendants, experienced difficulties while growing up. The government took Didymer's history into consideration as required, and they give case law as well as sentences similar situated which is agreed to the variance. The variance already accounted for the mitigation evidence. Didymer cannot demonstrate how his childhood. Where am I? Hold on. Where am I? I lost myself. Childhood atypical. The childhood caused the current conduct. No further variances warranted. Accordingly, the family court records do not provide this court with the basis to grant Didymer requests a 17-year sentence. So what do they do here? They talk case laws here, okay, of other cases. Matthais, Dr. John's cycle report is not reliable and cannot support a further downward variance. The court asked, the government asked the court give no weight to Dr. John's opinion to the Didymer risk as it lacks sufficient, I don't know that word, indicia. Oh God, I don't even know that word. Sorry guys, I can't even pronounce it right now. Talk about it in chat. To support its probably accuracy. Okay, the eval test used by Matthais lacks sufficient. Oh, I just read that. The government asked the court give no weight to the predictions about revictimizing. No. Recidivin? What is with these hard words, you guys? Including Didymer's cycle eval. I'm not saying this word, okay? I'm just saying eval. Because predictions rely on concerningly incomplete definitions. Matthais utilized they're giving this, whatever that is, the Vermont Assessment S offender risk. So I'm going to say SOR. Okay. The SOR treatment and intervention progress scale. There you go. The violent risk guide. There you go. First, researchers found that applying the VRAG to RSOs or offenders, I'm going to just call them offenders, did not accurately predict. Okay, sorry, he's so stupid. Okay, did not accurately predict offenders, and therefore the risk appraisal guide was developed from VRAG. Matthais does not utilize that. He does not, people. He does not. Okay. To extent this court is inclined to give any weight to Matthais' his report to the government seeks to challenge Dr. John qualifications as an expert in the field of adult offender. And we request that Didymer be ordered to present Matthais, Dr. John, as a witness for the court consideration. Matthais has never testified as an expert in federal court, has never testified as an expert in adult cycle, evals. At this time, he testified as an expert was in 2011 to a family juvenile court proceeding. Holy crap, people. Yes. Look at this. I'm not happy about this, but the lies, okay? So they looked up his where he's testified. 2011, a family juvenile case. He's never testified in this field. Oh, snap. Holy crap. Let me come to the chat. Hold on. Let me come chat. I'm coming. You guys. You come on. Legalist. Oh, snap, people. Let me tell ya. Okay, I wanted to check on you guys, see if you're okay. All right, let's go back. Let's see. Where were we? Okay, the Offender Risk Appraisal Guide, Assessment and Management Act. Okay. Because the RAG is not an appropriate assessment for Didymer, Dr. John did not utilize the SORAG. The government will not focus on either of these assessments in this response. Normally, they are flawed as to their definition. Second, okay, and they say all these, right? Okay, I'm not going to say them all. These tests purport to offend conclusions about only rearrest rates, not reoffense rates for offenders. The test defines whatever that word is. Help me with that word. As the likelihood of the future arrest and conviction for hands-on offense. In other words, they measure the likelihood that the offender is caught or convicted for committing a new offense. They do not, however, include an assessment of likelihood that the offender will commit a new offense but remain undetected and unprosecuted. Yet the requirement from the court need the sentence imposed to protect the public relates to whether Didymer will commit further crimes against children, not whether he will apprehend for committing such crimes. The Seventh Court has observed that. Estimated, okay, whatever that is. Is that reoffend? Does that word mean reoffend, you guys? They're just being fancy about it? Okay. Are bound to be too low when one is dealing with unreported crimes such as offenses, static 999 treatments. Do they mean re-victimize, you guys? Is that what that means? Only someone who is convicted of further crimes, offenses. Concern is someone who commits a further offense, whether or not he is caught. Yeah, he's done this since he was 18, and he's 55 now. Percentage of reoffense. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry, guys. You know I suck at pronouncing words and understanding. All right? Whether or not they're caught. Yet, if he is not caught, the subsequent crime does not affect the data on which the static 999 collaborates are based. And then they go talking about other people here, right? And coding and laws and these manuals, okay? Seeing if there's Dr. John in there. No, don't see it. And then more case law. Okay. This guy's going to reoffend. The observation regarding the static, I'm just going to say, whatever. In capital is revised version, static 999R as well, the baser and so tips. To be sure, the test. To be sure, any person who has not been convicted for hands-on offenses will always score a low risking of reoffending. These tests are thus inherently unreliable. And what's that word again? Hold on. I'm going to look at chat. Recidivism. I'm not saying that. Hold on. Percentage. So reoffense. Okay? Unreliable. Measurements because they are validated on an observed definition of percentage. I'm saying percentage. Offenses are most underreported crimes in society, even more with child victims, with few exceptions. Child porn offenses are committed in secret and are difficult to detect until the offender begins to distribute it, as was the case here. The test, the eval account of none of this because they're designed to measure something else entirely. Did you hear that? What Dr. John did, the test that he did is not accounted for because they were designed to measure something else. Protecting the public cannot be signally hitched to a myopic assessment of whether someone will commit a crime that is also detected, leading to prosecution that also results in a conviction in that way. Percentage is misleading, incomplete term when used in a psycho test, and in many ways represents the antithesis of the court's concern for protecting the public. Okay. Further, although all the tests to which Demeter was subject purport to measure his likelihood to commit and be convicted of hands-on offenses, but the court's goal is assessing percentage to determine if Didymer will commit any offenses, including child porn offenses. The test's definition of the percentage is thus doubly incomplete and consisting the court's sentencing decision. Oh, Dr. John. Moreover, these are actual instruments which are not subsequently different from the actual tables used by insurance providers. For that reason, these tools have come under justifiable scrutiny by sentencing courts, which are charged with conducting individualized assessment of defendants. Okay, these tests also place undue emphasis on the age and claim of the correlation between the advanced age and lower percentage. But there is no, look at that word, basis to account for advanced age in offenders when assessing future risks of reoffending. They all reoffend. I don't care. I don't care what they say. They continue. They don't stop. Look at this man started at 18. Look at, he's 55. Stop it. Gross. Notwithstanding the lack of scientific correlation as a logical matter, the older a person is when released from custody, the less likely they are to be charged and convicted of a new crime simply by virtue of a fewer years remaining in life. Oh my God, you got to be effing kidding me. Of course, this militarizes in favor of longer custodial sentences because the longer a defendant is in prison, the older he will be when he gets out, and the less time he has remaining years, of his life to commit. That's bullshit. All this is bullshit. I'm mad at the courts. Remaining years of his life to commit. Hold on, I'm just flustered right now. Be charged with and convict any new crime. Contrary to the scientific test claim, the logic underlining tests themselves suggest the best way to protect the community is incarcerated a defendant for extended period of time until he is old, that he's highly unlikely. No, they shouldn't get out, period. At all. Never. Never. You wreck a child. Believe me, you're wrecked for life. I don't care. And I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Should I go speak in front of Congress? What do you think? Highly unlikely to commit a new crime, let alone getting convicted for it using the absurd definition presented advocated by every psycho test. You know what? So, let's see here. So they talk about other case laws and stuff like that. See? So if you want to read all that, go ahead, because yeah. Matthais incorrectly scored Alla Didymer's psycho you-know-what test. Even taking the test, Matthais administered Didymer to face value shows that a 27 sentence is warranted because once the scores are accurately recorded, he demonstrated to be a higher risk for percentage than he claims under his own deeply flawed tools. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. Oh my God. Dr. John, you are flawed. Okay. I didn't say it. Nevada did. Nevada's appeals court said that. The United States government. Okay. Okay. Where am I? So he did these testing sheet. Dr. John failed to increase. Oh, wow. Didymer's score to account for the prior offenses. He also failed to increase Didymer's score for stranger victims. Notably, Dr. John placed a question mark next to stranger victim. What? Notably, Dr. John placed a question mark next to the stranger victim factor, which would have increased his risk category to moderate high. Dr. John correctly scored, he did, had Dr. John correctly scored Didymer for this, right? He would have scored in the moderate high risk category. No, he's high. I mean, he's out there, okay? That dude does not need to come out. Dr. John did not increase Didymer's score for violating release conditions during the 5 years. Oh my God. So this man got arrested. They let him out for 5 years to sit there and reoffend. Who knows how many others he reached? Didymer also had multiple child victims. Matthais documented in... Okay. He did not document them? And Dr. John documented that in his report. Okay, got it. Sorry, guys, I had to reread it. But despite this acknowledgement, Dr. John failed to increase Didymer's score by a minimum of 2 points. Lastly, Dr. John failed to increase Didymer's score for serious life disruptions based on Didymer's substance abuse during the 5 years in the community. Matthais contemplated scoring Didymer as a 2 versus a 1 for the particular question. You guys, isn't that funny? He gave a question mark. Oh my God. He gave a question mark. Oh my God. In the pre-trial, let's see, what's this? Cliff Notes. The government okay, maybe I should have been reading this. Shoot. The government details that incorrect scoring of these tests, okay, on Didymer's score on the big is also flawed. But as we discussed above, Brig is not an appropriate tool to use while reevaluating offenders. So the government has not detailed the scoring errors in the filing. So they have exhibits, okay? As of January 2019, Didymer began to contact several minor girls and search for, you know what? Okay. Sorry, I gotta take a drink, you guys. Hold on. Okay. Okay, in his sentencing memorandum, Didymer discussed his drug use. Based on Didymer's self-report, a score of 2 should have been applied. Dr. John's assessment of Didymer's severity factor check. You know what? I'm going to do a test on somebody. Just saying, just to do one. Severity factor checklist within the VASCAR is also incorrect. Dr. John, you're incorrect. This is serious shit. You want someone like this running around? Come on now. Dittmer also committed hands-on contact events with a 7-year-old, okay, with a 7 in 2016, which is not identified by Dr. John. So Dr. John did not even mention the 7-year-old. He did not. He didn't even consider the child, the baby, which is not identified by Dr. John in his scoring. Ultimately, the VASCAR 2 had been correctly scored. Dittmer would have scored a moderate high risk. No, he's high. He's high. I don't care. Dr. John scoring Dittmer's test on SOTIPS is also questionable. SOTIPS provided a 16-item list for eval to assess a defendant relative treatment and supervision needs. Not a relative. I don't mean that. And supervision needs. Dr. John scored Dittmer a minimal or no need for improvement score, at least in 4 categories of offenses, responsibility, attitudes, criminal and rule-breaking attitudes, and the stage of change. Dittmer clearly needs at least some improvement. Some? What? And arguably considerate needs for improvement in each of these 3 categories based on his conduct. Dr. John also scored Dittmer as some needs for improvement. Are you kidding me? You got to be kidding me. This guy admitted since he was 18 this started. Okay? And look at what he did to children. Look at what he did to that 7-year-old. My God. But also should have increased it to at least considerable need for improvement. In the categories of interest, risk of management, and criminal and rule-breaking behavior, Dr. John scored Dittmer based on his self-report, but Dittmer conducted 2014 and 2021, including his persistent attempts to access child you-know-what while incarcerated. Demonstrates that Dittmer is in, what's this? We got some, here we go. The government recognizes that Dr. John did not have the information. You know what? Dr. John should have did some research, okay? If I'm going to, I would never protect anybody like this. Let's say I worked for the prosecution, right? I would do some research on this guy, right? If they wanted me to be their witness, you dang right I would dig. I'd find out everything I could. The government recognizes that Dr. John did not have the information of the time of the eval, but this demonstrates exactly why reports based on Dittmer's self-report information is unreliable. There we go. There we go, people. What did I just say? What did I just say? And then they give exhibits. Okay. Are we going to get any of those? Oh, for these little kids. Considerable need for improvement in the identified areas, even by minimally increase in Dittmer's score by 3, which is warranted by, or based, Dittmer's conduct. His category result is moderate. When used in conjunction with the static 99R or the VASCAR 2, as recommended by the SOTIPS scoring guide, Dittmer risk category will be identified as moderate high. No, he's high. Okay. Matthais psycho eval and opinions are based on inaccurate and incomplete information. In addition to the problematic problematic, and incomplete tools discussed above by Dr. John with his eval was also based on Didymer's self-reported history. But that self-reported history lacks vital details of Didymer's conduct, including Didymer's hands-on victimizing a 7-year-old relative. And Dr. John either misunderstood or manipulated the discovery. What? Did you guys hear that? Manipulated the discovery. What? And Didymer's statements to arrive at the opinions and conclusions detailed in his eval. What is going on? First, Didymer's self-reporting was not verified through the use of a polygraph, as noted by Judge Posner. The best predictor of percentage is not deportment at the interview of the interest of the children. Didymer has a high, interest in children, as it's evidenced by multiple crimes against children occurring over a span of the last 7 years. No, started when he was 18. Didymer continues to demonstrate to this court, well, you know what, I guess, hi, headline bitch. This is crazy. This is crazy to me. Okay. Okay, where am I? Okay. Didymer continues to demonstrate to the court his high interest in children is still prevalent today as evidence in the mail received. Who sent him that mail? Who sent that mail? Who sent that mail? So this is some case laws here. And people that wrote stuff. Okay, custody, age difficult child stuff, 2 children magazines, a book of minor girl pictures. Dr. John also used the paraphernalia scale survey to assess Didymer's interest and claimed that research, look at how they did that. Research has consistently shown a collaboration between whatever those words are. Here you go, people. The survey does not disregard Didymer. What's going on here? Headphones dying? Okay, I thought something was wrong with me. The survey also disregarded that Didymer self-report answers are unreliable and do not align with the actual conduct. For example, you know what I'm going to say? I would have interviewed this guy, right? You have to. But you cannot believe somebody's word like that. But you know what I mean? For example, Didymer claimed in his survey that he was very repulsed by the phrases having you-know-what with girls 12 to 14 and having a girl below the age of 12. However, Didymer conduct directly contradicts this self-reported answer. Conduct of possessing child porn in 2014, distributing it in 2016, committing hands-on offenses against a 7-year-old, and tormenting a 13-year-old in 2019, and providing photos demanding that she does oral, show more than his self-serving statement about being a you-know-what interest. Notably, Didymer reported that he exposed himself. I'm going, okay, this guy's sick. I'm not going to read this kind of stuff. The other interest inventory Dr. John used was screening scale for the SSPI2. It's called the SSIP2. Dr. John's scoring on this inventory was incorrect, as Dr. John did not account for the 7-year-old victim. The additional identified victim from Didymer's Snapchat account, the additional victims of Didymer's collection, if correctly answered, Didymer's score would have doubled, you guys, resulting in a score of 4 out of 5 items being present rather than 2. Oh my God. According to Dr. John, score of 2, Didymer had some potentially moderate interest. I'm not going to read these words. However, Didymer true score, which is double that of Dr. John's score, demonstrates Didymer had a more serious interest than Dr. John documented. Moreover, Dr. John failed to utilize the single biggest predictor of offense. Okay? And it's called the PPG. The PPG involves the direct monitoring of responses when viewing and listening to, Dr. John failed to administer the test and relied solely on Demeter's uncorroborated and frankly contradicted self-report is suspect. Dr. John's eval is based upon an incorrect recitation, manipulation of the history of characteristics of Demeter. However, Dr. John incorrectly stated that Demeter enclosed abuse of a toddler. Okay. Dr. John also concluded that Demeter compulsive child porn usage can be explained by his past essay as a toddler. What? Okay. I thought he did something to a child. I actually don't believe that happened to him. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I reread it wrong. That's why I have these things up here so you guys can read it yourself too. Okay, Dr. John also concluded that Demeter compulsive child porn usage can be explained by the past several abuse of a toddler through his probable exposure to his father's child porn around the age of 10 or 11. However, these conclusions directly contradict the evidence and information available to Dr. John, including his own statements, editors. So they're talking about all this screening, all these doctors. Okay. All right. Didymer never disclosed SA. It was Didymer's mother who made the allegations of the abuse from the dad based on a dream she had. If he would have read all that, I mean, come on. You're going to believe somebody like that? Based on a dream she had, and Demeter had no recollection of the misconduct occurring. Indeed, Dr. John even recognized that Demeter told him his father had never acted that way with him, and he can't remember. In light of this information, Dr. John's opinion that Demeter should be considered a victim of past essay, making him more amendable, therapeutic rehab rather than incarceration. So he wanted this man to not go to prison. Why? Dr. John, what is wrong with you? Must be rejected that cast serious doubts of legitimacy of the report as a whole. Dr. John is also aware that Demeter was first exposed to child porn at the age of 15 by his friends from videos they created of their girlfriends, not Didymer's father at 10 years old. Dr. John also documented that Demeter denied that he had any access to his father's child porn. Did his father really have that? I'm going to have to look that up. Unless it was, a family secret. I don't know. And that Didymer had learned about his father's usage of child porn after the federal search warrant in 2014. Okay, we're going to have to look that up. Well, I am. Didymer compulsive child corn usage cannot be blamed on conduct that did not occur. Dr. John's conclusions contradict his own. Okay. Dr. John's conclusions contradict his own summary of evidence throughout his eval. Thus, Dr. John's opinions and conclusions cannot be trusted. They cannot be trusted. Okay? I don't trust him anyways because everything he reads is from a textbook. He don't talk about... Never mind. Let me finish. Dr. John's conclusion that Didymer resort to primitive defense mechanism, splitting of the unreliable because it is based on incorrect, manipulated, and incomplete information as described above. Moreover, splitting is a process identified in early childhood that is highly associated with persons diagnosed with borderline personality disorder. Dr. John did not diagnose Didymer with borderline personality disorder. Didymer has not presented any records that he has such diagnosis. Wow. This court cannot rely on Dr. John's claim that Didymer utilized such a defense mechanism when he has not even been diagnosed with the primary disorder in which it is found. Even if Didymer was suffering from splitting, Didymer claims that he committed the crimes in 2019 to shield and protect his father based on splitting is illogical. If Didymer wanted to protect his father and shield him from conviction, the logical action would be for Didymer to claim that all the childhood corn recovered was his and not his father's. Didymer additional crimes do not take away from his father's historical behavior. And Didymer continues to reoffend while in custody, even after his father pled guilty. His father is too? No. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay. Even after his father pled guilty and was sentenced, negating any need to protect him. This further proves Didymer's acts are those of his own desires and not desires to protect his father. This court should reject any notion Didymer's conduct was resulting of splitting. Dr. John's summary of information, test scores, opinions contradict the evidence in this case. Dr. John did not have the full scope of information and either manipulated or misunderstood vital information to provide low-risk opinion. In this event, the court cannot rely upon the opinions and evals of Dr. John, as they are based on flawed information, test scores. Thus, the government asked the court disregard Dr. John's report and its results, conclusions, and any testimony provided by Dr. John should he appear at sentencing as lacking sufficient, whatever that word is, to support its probability and accuracy. You guys, let me take a break. Wow. What do you guys think? Let me take a drink. Sorry, I had to take a drink. Is somebody new here? Hello, everybody here. Please hit the like. Okay, no, maybe I can actually watch instead of just listen. This is a gross case. Look it up. It's Richard Fred Didymer III. It is gross. there's a section here I absolutely did not read because it was way too graphic. Way too graphic. Can't do it. Oh, fucking vomit. I think they both need help. You know what? I'm going to, let's say I'm gonna do a test on somebody, right? And see what my scores are for testing people compared to, the actual people that do it. I don't know. I always put myself in that spot. Dr. John, I'm very concerned about you. You have a little boy, and you said this guy's a low offender? Yeah, maybe your kid wasn't born here. This is 2021 or 2023. I think it's 2021. No, 2023. This one is. And it's very disturbing to me. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I know the defense did. It's gross. Oh my God. The state is arguing. Yes, they are. Yes. They're disqualifying Dr. John here. Or asking. He didn't do a complete and full testing. Yeah. Yep. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You can explain it way better than me. Way better. Because you guys know I have a problem with reading and comprehending. Sometimes I'll have to read it over and over and over. Dittmer's drug use, did not cause his offenses against children. He claims that his drug use contributed to the commission of an instant offense. If drug use caused a person to exploit children, the court would see more child offenses, and removing the drugs, such as has been done to him because he's been incarcerated, would eliminate the desire. He continually attempts to saturate his appetite, essay children, while even remaining drug-free. Common sense considerations show that pedophiles use drugs as an excuse for their behavior in an effort to place responsibility on someone, something other than their own provisions. Drugs did not make Dittmer a pedophile. He did not. Okay, he did that all on his own. The drug simply lowered his inhibitions enough to become a true nature. His true nature was exposed. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Please hit the like. Okay. Dittmer's claim that he is in need of rehab to argue for a lower custodial sentence based on developing brain should be rejected. Are you kidding me? In Dr. John's eval, Dr. John petitioned for a reduced sentence to focus on rehab due to Dittmer's brain plasticity and young age. What? Reiterates this argument at his sentencing memorandum. A court may not consider a defendant in need of rehab imposing a term of imprisonment or determine the length of term. They need the rehab may be considered only in determining other aspects of the sentence, such as the length of supervised release. Dittmer is not a child and his brain has fully developed. He was 18 years old. Okay, that's his dad. That's his dad. Okay, you guys, I got to correct my wording here. Everything I'm doing here, that guy that we looked up, that must be his dad. Okay, so dude was 18 in 2024. Got it. I was wrong. I was wrong, people. It happens. Okay, he was 18 in 2024. He possessed child porn. He was 20 years old when he was caught distributing it. He committed the hands-on offense against a 7-year-old relative. He was 22 when he sought out multiple young girls to obtain SA abuse material, victimizing a 13-year-old girl who he tormented and threatened in order to get it. These are not the actions of a child. These are actions of a full-grown adult man, and they are escalating, not wanting behaviors. As Didmer continued to age, his behaviors became more brazen. Now 25 years old, an age in which even he recognizes that his brain has completed development. Yeah, I was wrong, you guys. I was wrong. Did I say 2024? It happens. It happens, you guys, when I read. I'm sorry. Where am I? I'm sorry. Completed development. Even with his fully developed brain, Didmer continues his attempts at committing sexual offenses against children. The government has no doubt, based on the evidence, that if Didmer was not in custody, he would have continued to attempt to exploiting children. This conduct can only be attributed to Didmer's pedophile desires. And then they give case law. I like it when they give the case law here and not within what you read. The court should... Oh, they're called footnotes. It hit me now. The court should decline Didmer's request for a 17-year sentence based on the argument that Didmer's brain is still developing and he needs rehabilitation rather than a lengthy sentence. The government recommends downward variance, takes into account sentencing disparities. Didmer also argued that this court should grant a downward variance to avoid sentencing disparities. The government has done just that in its sentencing recommendation. It agreed to 276-month downward variance based on, and then they give the case law, which included the consideration of avoiding sentencing disparities. No further downward variance is warranted in this case. The Ninth Circuit Court was upheld much longer sentence for defendants convicted in similar charges. Okay, there's case law there. The Ninth Circuit upheld a 130-year sentence. Wow, good. Listen to me. Oh, good. Downward variance, lighter sentence. Okay, thank you. Okay, where am I? The district court sentenced the defendant to statutory maximum for each charge and ran the sentence consecutively with each other. Other courts around the country likely imposed life sentences or equivalent of life sentences against child porn offenders with similar charges. Yes, they never should get out. Ever, 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 ever. I don't care what anybody says. Cases in the district court shows that judges in Nevada also recognize the extreme harm that these crimes inflict on their victims. Yeah, they don't think about the victims. No, they cater to these pukes. Sorry. The harm that the facts inflict on their victims. In a recent case, Melanie DeTiro was found guilty of... Here, hold on. It is unknown if the... Okay. Statistics, Didmer cites as non-government sponsored downward variance accounts for negotiated cases in which variants are built into negotiations. Charges are dismissed and hence are now sought to achieve a lower sentence. Okay, here's a bunch of case law. 4 counts of child exploitation and 1 count of possession of child porn was sentenced to 140 years. There you go. There you go. There you go. A sentence of 104. I know. I'm just, I'm sorry, guys. Listen to me. A sentence of 140 years was reached in the deterral by imposing the statutory minimum or maximum sentence of 30 years on each charge. 4 counts of child exploitation, a statutory maximum of 20 years, single count of possession, all run concurrent. The court also recently sentenced Ontario Masters to nearly 30 years imprisonment for a single count. Exploitation of a minor. There's another guy, a 50-year-old man with end-stage stomach cancer, got 17 and a half years imprisonment and effective death sentence on 3 counts of child corn. I'm going to look up these guys. I'm glad that guy got 40 years or 100 and whatever years. That's how it should be. I don't care. You ruin people's lives. That's what you get. Okay, the cases upon Denver relies on, so they talk about the case law to argue for a lower sentence. Okay. Pornographic images were discovered on the defendant's computer when he was 18. The defendant was charged approximately 4 years after his conduct. Prior to being charged, he sought psychiatric help, graduated from college. You know what's funny? Hold on. Married, obtained a job, and avoid further unlawful activity. What is this? Hold on. Okay, these are the other case laws that I just showed you guys. Okay. Unlawful activities. In Stearns, the defendant started to view child porn when he was 14 years old by looking at a girl's his own age. The defendant, okay, this is a different case. But that's what they used. Here, let's go down to what Demeter is saying here. Is being sentenced for attempted exploitation of children, possession. Although Demeter had the same opportunity to change his behavior like defendants in those cases, these 2 cases, Demeter did not avail himself to the opportunity and instead did the exact opposite. Instead of seeking psychiatric help and ceasing his criminal conduct, Demeter continued to commit crimes against children and escalated to hands-on offenses and tormenting live victims. In any case, if anything, the cases of these 2 demonstrate there were no further variance is warranted in the case. Lastly, claims that he is not receiving his true benefit for accepting responsibility. He did not. He did not. He blamed his mom. He blamed his dad. Okay. For accepting responsibilities to these offenses. This is false. Demeter adjusted offense level prior to acceptance of responsibility was 49. Demeter post acceptance of responsibility offense level would be 46, which per guidelines is ultimately reduced to 43. The government has agreed to recommend a 276-month downward variance and to dismiss the remaining charges. Demeter, that his dad. Demeter III has been given every benefit of acceptance and responsibility. You cannot find nothing on this kid on the internet. I'm not kidding. Nothing. So here you go. Demeter III continues to benefit from the variance despite his new conduct of obtaining age difficult magazines while in custody and his attempts to blame others for his conduct. The government requests a 324-month sentence is in fact lower than similar situated defendants. Why? Why are you doing it then? Why'd you even do this? Why are you catering to this puke? This is gross. The sentence is reasonably and warranted. The sentence of 324 months serves a strong deterrent purpose to Demeter and other pedophiles and child you-know-what like him, while also giving Demeter credit for his acceptance of responsibility. No, we didn't. To give him any further variance would defy the goals of sentencing set forth. Okay. The government requested sentence in this case reflects careful consideration of the facts and every possible benefit of, there you go, afforded Demeter. The 324-month sentence is the bare minimum to give adequate consideration to the need to reflect the seriousness of the offenses, to promote respect for the law, and to provide just punishment. Conclusion. All right, Demeter is a repeat offender who was finally caught, is now facing his judgment. He did not learn his conduct from his mother or father. He and he alone is responsible. Dr. John's psycho eval should be disregarded as unreliable. Okay? Demeter's most recent conduct of receiving Age Difficult magazine demonstrates that the only way to protect society and children is to incarcerate Demeter for a lengthy period of time. No, life. The government requests the court sentence Demeter to 324 months in custody with lifetime supervision to follow. That don't matter. They figure out ways to work around it. It's been proven. Hold on, I got a cough. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, where am I? Based on the totality of circumstances, the requested 325 cents followed by lifetime supervised release is sufficient, but not greater than necessary to comply with the 35530 factors. Okay, so this was dated November 2021. There's the exhibits. I want to see this. Why can't I see this? The government exhibits document. Exhibit 5. Why can't I see that? Oh, is this everything that Dr. John used? No, I just want to see this. We got to find this, people. We got to find that. The government will seal all identified exhibits under seal. Ah. Dang it. Dang it. Okay. Dr. John. Oh my God. I'm going to find this guy. Hold on. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Yeah, it's the feds. It's the feds. Here. Let me show you guys. Let me show you. Yeah, I have been waiting. I said, I want to see proof that he has testified. We found out the truth. Here it is. This is from the government right here, people. Tuesday, November 16, 2021. A Las Vegas man was sentenced Monday to 27 years for attempting to exploit a child. There it is. Right there. I'll put this in chat if you want to come look at it. All right. Hold on. I'm going to do something else for us. Oh, I'm sorry. What am I missing? There should not be. Yep. Oh my God. I know. I didn't have babysitters. I'm not kidding. No, you won't believe. I was sick. I was sick over this shit. Oh my God. Okay. Hold on a minute. You guys, what is going on here? Why are they not coming? Why are they not showing up in the registry? Him or his dad. Look it. I even went to Nevada's, and so I went to the national. They are not there. What is going on? Why are these people protected? I don't care. I don't care. Oh my God. Hold on. I'm going to look somewhere else. Hold on a minute. No, no. I know people. Okay. Let me show you something. I'm going to do it. Okay, I'm going to show you something. You can be in prison. Look at what's her name? Taylor Shabusiness. She is registered. She's in prison, but she's registered as a sex offender. But let me show you something. I just want to show you. That's all. All right, let's go right here. Okay, that one didn't work. I don't know. You guys, I just don't know what to do or say. Oh, I'm going to go look somewhere. Hold on. I'll be right back. I cannot find him anywhere. What is going on? I went to Nevada DOC. No results. Okay. We know this guy now. Remember, I corrected myself. This guy here's his dad, right here. And he's getting released 5/1/2026. He's at the Phoenix. Let me try something here. Let's see. Third. Okay, I found him. Never mind. I found him. I don't got a picture of him, but I found him. So he is, let's see, 29. Where's this? Where's this one? Where's this? He's in Oregon. Okay, I found the piece of crap. I found him. All right. Yeah, Nevada's a little different. So just to say, Dr. John is not, according to the government. According to our government, he's unreliable. Okay? He's unreliable. He manipulated, allegedly, the testing, saying that dude was low risk. Also, they looked to see if he's been an expert witness in anything else at that time frame. And he wasn't. He did a juvenile case 2011. And this was 2019 or 2021. Which one was it? 2021. Maybe he's done some since. I don't know. But he is no expert in my opinion. You know what? I could say I'm an expert, right? Yeah. I could say I'm an expert because of a different way, because I'm a victim. Okay. It's horrible, guys. It's horrible. This stuff gets me heated. Can you tell? They shouldn't get out ever. All they're going to do is reoffend. I don't care. And the government needs to listen to people like me. Right? I should go speak to Congress. I should. That would probably help with my healing, right? You think you're healed, right? But then it just, things happen. Anybody here? Hello?
Went down at the Crown, called Christina the Stalker, got escorted out of their webs. We recorded John Ramsey. I had my hidden gems, Joe Schmo, Grayson. Do my dirty work, I had 911 speed dial. Johnny Boy was out at the crime con. Yeah, yeah, oh.
Okay, just making sure I wasn't talking to myself. You can't FOIA juvenile cases. Juveniles are protected. Yes. So in theory, a doctor could say he testified 100 times the cases and it couldn't be proven. Obviously, the federal government looked into him. I mean, we can't, right? But the government did, thank God. So then we got some proof there. That's all I wanted was some proof that he testified somewhere. Thank you. Appreciate all of you. And sorry, I had to read the whole case file. Except for the icky part. Oh God. That guy's a puke. He should not get out. He should not. I don't know, guys. I got to think of something. Maybe I should like do another channel and like work really hard at talking about this kind of stuff, because it's so, these people are so protected, these pukes, but you're also limited on your speech about this kind of stuff. And it's sad, especially as a victim. You can't speak out, right? Because there's more to it. There's more. There's so much more to my story. So much more. So bad. It's so gross. I don't even know how I'm here today. Honestly, I'm not kidding you guys. I'm not kidding. And I know it's happened to many, 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 many other people, but I finally just started speaking about mine. Misty, stop it. Stop it. Thank you. I appreciate you. I think I would like to do that. Look at this. Look what she did to me. Thank you. Appreciate you. YouTube just booted me after the keyboard disappeared. I haven't. It's been weird. I don't know. I see. On the phone, it seems to be different. Are you on your phone? I don't know. I'm guessing. I'm just talking. That's all I'm doing. So, I should look up all the cases in Nevada. Not look them all up. In Nevada, to see if I can find any more of these type of cases. Oh God, do you know how much work that would be? You'd have to know somebody out there to give you the information. I just wanted proof. I've been talking about it. It's not on my channel, is it? You know, Viper went through this, right? With the church in New York. And I got his book. I haven't read it yet. But he went and spoke at the Capitol in New York. Because a victim does not get through it. They get through it. You learn to live with it and whatever. But other bad things along the way happen. Okay? And there's always more than one perpetrator. I can tell you that right now. There's always more. Mm-hmm. There's all kinds of crazy going on. It's a 24-hour city. Oh, that's right. I forgot you live there. My bad. First time on the keyboard disappeared. Well, we're getting a blizzard, and I'm going to go out in it. How about that, people? I'm going to wait till it gets, we get more snow. We're supposed to get, let me look. How many inches? I mean, it's warm out though. It's gonna melt. Let's see. All right. What does it say? Why isn't it telling me? All right. Let's see. Heavy snow blowing up to 5 and 9 inches. Wind gusts of 45 miles an hour until 6 a.m. Monday. There you go. There's that. Nala loves the snow. She does. She loves it. But she just went to the spa yesterday. So I want to wait a couple days before she can get dirty. See her and my dad. Here, let me show you her and my dad. My dad, because Nala's always by my dad. Hold on. I gotta mute the song. Look at Nala. Look at her and her bow. Cute little girl. Wow. Nala's spoiled. Okay. However, I feel bad as an owner. I waited. I say we because my dad helps me sometimes pay for it because it cost me like yesterday was $120 and we got a deal. But it's $115 or $50 pretty much every time I take her in. So the last time she was there was September. So there's that. Usually she goes every 2 months. I don't know what Nala's going to do when my dad's gone. She is so attached to him. Right? Right? She's got to look pretty. And I pay extra. She gets put in this like machine type thing, or not a machine. I don't know exactly how they do it, but it's a shredder type of machine. So she won't shed. I pay an extra $25 for that. Hi. Oh, geez, you're going from 76 to 34? Just like her, that's crazy. I mean, 34 to me is warm. Right now it's 20 here and it's not bad. Yesterday I was out, it was 34 and I was in a hoodie. Okay. Hold on a minute, please. Okay. Anything good going on, people? Anything? Oh gosh. Hold on, I gotta get my other phone. You know, I like it. Blizzards don't scare me.
I can stay the whole hour.
If I stay in my area, right? Where I know how to if I stay in my area. Holy shit, I'm loud. Okay. Ugh. Is that? Are you ready for some football? Oh, yes. You know what? I got to interview her. Let's check her out. We're going. We're going there right now. Diaper loving lady. People, yes. I checked on her because I kind of feel bad because she's alone, she's confused as far as I'm concerned. Okay? And I don't understand her. LBGQ news head. Oh my God, headlines. Okay, let's get ready. What is going on here? What is she doing? Oh my God. Hold on. Dang it. What is she doing?
Well, hello, folks. I just watched a thing on TLC on YouTube. Popped up. He talked about adult babies. Yeah. Talked about regression.
I just can't.
Land of Genie Castle Candy. 5,000 milliliters, 8,500 milliliters. This is what I got on. I tried to wear these. The pad. I normally do. These. I got all different.
Okay, that's enough. I was echoing. Well, that was bullshit. Sorry. So sorry. You have bets open on Sunday. What's bets? Yeah, there's that. And I'm really sad, people. It's 44-second delay. Okay? Do you guys like my thingamabobber? My background? What do you see here? Come on, people. I know you're smart. It's weird, ain't it? It's strange. I don't understand it. And you know what? People are weird. It's not normal. And they have like conventions. They do in each state. There's actually stores where you can go shopping, which I'm going to take one for the team. I'm going to get a hidden camera and well, actually I wanted to go live, but when I go in there, but I got to find it in my state. I got to find one in my state. I think I did. Hi, Paula. How are you, sweet girl? Okay. On my screen, that is Dr. John in a courtroom. This is even the defendant in the courtroom laughing. And the judge is so over this shit. Okay? That's what that is. Oh, my head hurts. Ouch. Sorry, guys. My head hurts. Right. Holy crap, that took me a long time to read, you guys. Sorry. I mean, you got to read the whole thing to understand, right? Right? I don't know. Oh my God, my body hurts. Whew. I'm getting old, people. I'm feeling it. It's probably this freaking weather. It hurts. It hurts my body. Oh my God. Hold on. Oh, yeah. That's what I was going to show you guys. Okay, people. I don't like people that lie about cancer. That's just gross. It's gross. Okay? I don't know for sure or not if this person lied. I know the weather. Oh my God. That's why I want to move somewhere warm. Now, this person's probably going to come after me, but hey, I read things and I look into it. All right. Here we go. Medical care was used. Okay, here we go. Stillwater isn't the only prison that follows these issues. Brandon, aka Flames, who is out of prison under the intensive supervised release program after an assault conviction. He was incarcerated at Minnesota Correctional Facility, Rush City. Contract to the state's old prison. Rush City is the newest, constructed in 2000, but Flames complaints mirror about the same as Stillwater. Inmates have to eat in their cells instead of in the cafeteria. They lack visitation days, and only 2 days a week he was allowed out for rec. They only let us out of here and there. Let us out here and there, he says. Flames particularly recall the day when, after being let out of the yard, he and the other inmates were not let back in for hours while it was raining. Oh. Medical care was also an issue with Stillwater. Flames said he suffered from intestinal infection during his time in Rush City and experienced cold sweats, vomiting, and other symptoms of stomach-related sickness. He said it took months to see a doctor for the infection. Now, he said that he had cancer. I felt like it was a third world country. He said he had cancer in his gut, if you guys remember. But he didn't do no treatment because he's a badass. When you have cancer, you either do radiation, chemo, both, medication, okay? Or you let yourself die. That's how it is with cancer. I know because everybody in my family's dying from cancer, okay? Everybody. Lung cancer, brain cancer, prostate, stomach cancer. Don't go away. You can prolong your life and go in remission, right? I'm just saying. I'm not sure if he really had it, but this article was really interesting to me. And then with him saying it was his gut and he didn't take no cancer treatment, I find that full of bullshit right there. Just saying. What? What's going on? What? I know they are. It gets to me, especially when I'm not saying Flames did it. I don't know. When people make money off it, say they have it, they actually don't have it. They don't show proof, but people feel bad and they donate to you, and for a whole year they think you have it, and then when you won't show proof, and then it finally comes out because you won't show your face online, but it finally comes out that they thought you had it, but it was benign. It was benign, but you let everybody think you were dying. Paid for your trip to Disney with your kids, paid for the Christmas. Yeah. And everybody to this day, she has lots of people, right? Who can forgive somebody like that? Not me. Not me. I'm still talking about it. Yeah. Bullshit. I hate this 44-second delay. It sucks. What would you guys like to do today? I can be all yours. I had 2 days of healing, of sadness, but I'm back. I really want to go after these people. I really need to speak to Congress. I need to do something because their data sucks. Okay? Their data sucks. Okay? Let me tell them some data. Hear from victims. Are you? I know, I'm trying to think of things. So we did Johnny Boy. I was pretty excited for that one. We could do Gypsy. What else could we do? Maybe I got Letitia's FOIA, but it's really not that big of a deal. Let's see, who else did I get? Robin Rowe, Brian Koberger. They didn't give me shit on him. Yeah, there's this one I just watched. It's not funny, but it's really, really sad. The fake UPS driver in Minnesota. Horrible. It's disturbing, actually, what happens. What's that? I don't know if I want to do that. Yeah, I don't want no sad stuff. I just got done reading this stuff that gets me going. I'm trying to find it. Gypsy makes me laugh. She blows me away. She is something else. She is a danger to society. Okay? Oh, gosh. Sorry. Yeah, we gotta wait. Jayla, I need to have a conversation with Jayla. But she's nowhere on the internet, people. I tried to find her. I did. Her name is she probably don't use her real name online. Who's that? Oh, Gypsy. Oh, God, yeah. How scary is that? She's using her kid now for content. She said she would never put her online. Knew that was coming. Yeah. Well, I suppose I'm going to get going. I'll figure out something. But yeah, so Dr. John, you are unreliable for cases. What are the words again? What they say? And that's coming from the federal government. The federal government. Yes. Didn't even want him to get prison time. What's going on? Do you know him? Is that it? You know him? He was probably a juvenile when that started. And you were involved in those cases. I bet you anything. You're welcome. Just saying. Okay, everybody. Thank you for being here, everybody. Thank you for my goal. I appreciate every one of you. Always. Always.
They call me hot shit. You queen. Let that sink in. I'm the unseen. Not the chart topper, not the mainstream dream. But when the dust settles, I'm still the supreme. Don't mistake my kindness for a sign of fear. I'm the storm in silence, the voice you hear. When the world turns cold and the lights grow dim, I'll be the fire that burns within. I'll be by your side when the night falls deep. Through the highs and lows, I'm the promise I keep. Not the loudest voice, but I always win. They call me hot shit. Let the truth sink in. Every battle fought, every scar I wear, proof that I've been there, proof that I care. Not for the glory, not for the fame, but for the souls who know my name. When the world forgets truth sinking. I'll be by your side when the